You know what the hardest thing known to man is? Your icy driveway. Because it's both.
I was like,
diamonds?
Concrete. Nah, he's right. Yeah, it's icy concrete.
If you've ever walked down a steep driveway trying to like take the garbage out and be like, okay, it's just that bullshit ice that's like ice that's like skidding around on top, and then you hit that solid piece at the bottom, that black ice, and your heels go out and your ass just hits the
it's terrible, dude. I thought I was gonna. I thought I
don't have a lot of ass.
Tailbone. My driveway is steep, and like I fell down it 2 winters ago, and it was one of those falls where it's like the worst, where it doesn't look like you fell that hard, so like anyone who saw it wouldn't expect like a bunch, but like it was the way Jackass describes it, where Johnny Knoxville, like in an interview, was like, what you want ideally is something that doesn't hurt a lot, but looks like it hurts a lot. The worst possible thing is something that hurts a lot and doesn't look like it hurts a lot. Because then people are like, oh, did that even hurt? And it's like, yeah, that was more painful than all the other skits, me falling on the ice. Yeah. But no, we didn't even put it in.
I've done that exact thing, but I've actually fell on the back of my head doing that. For whatever, like talking about skulls and stuff, for whatever reason, I don't know why, maybe it's the shape of my head or something, but I've never been knocked out. I've never been like rattled, and I've hit my head like that quite a bit growing up.
Homer Simpson brain. I
think I do. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it's not pleasant, like hitting your head that hard and then like realizing you did it and then nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, did I just do damage? Like, what happened? So
well, that's not good.
Weird.
Some of the most painful like injuries to me are when you hit your elbow or your knee really hard. Like I was playing paintball at my dad's field one time, and there was like a cattle thing in the woods that was kind of buried by the ground. One of its legs was, and I like went down on my knees hard, expecting like really soft, like composted earth, and my knee instead hit a solid piece of round steel. And it just hit my kneecap so solid, and like it like jarred the nerves. It was like your funny bone went off, and it like paralyzed my leg for like a good like minute or two. It was just like laying there with my leg completely asleep and throbbing. Like it was wild. It hurt so fucking much.
They did a question or some kind of Q&A or something like that. You guys know Mick Foley, Mankind? Yeah. Crazy, fly off fucking tops of cages and shit. He said the most painful thing in his career was this thing. It was like somebody just shut a steel cage door on his head or something. And he's like, that didn't look like much, but that I remember specifically that being the most painful thing that's ever fucking happened to me. I don't know why, but it just hit him, and he was like, it doesn't look painful, but it's sometimes the stuff that doesn't look painful that's the most goddamn debilitating.
I mean, I've never been knocked out, but that's not because I'm not knockoutable. Yeah, no.
Woody, how many times?
I don't know.
You start counting, and I'm gonna start counting. And I'm not talking about the flash knockouts. I'm talking about like you wake up and you're not sure how long has passed.
One time I got knocked out. I was playing basketball, and you should know I'm not that good at basketball. And someone threw it. It bounced off the backboard, hit me in the forehead, and then. I don't know. I was looking up, wondering how long it had been.
Really?
Yeah. There was another time I got
basketball.
It must have just hit you like square. Seems like stuff like that.
Right. Sort of.
Must have hit it and then jarred your brain or something.
Also, I was young, so that I probably didn't have as much skull that sort of resist movement. As an adult, I got knocked out by a hockey check one time. I was in front of the net. I was kind of extended to defend, and someone just laid me out. So
was it a dirty hit, like shoulder to head?
It was a no check league.
What a piece of shit.
All hits are dirty hits.
Yeah,
this is touch.
He was
like Blame Truth is saying like I don't think I have any superpower to not be knocked out. I've just been lucky, because like I remember taking the closest I think I've gotten is a coach of ours in a hockey practice. I played goalie, obviously. Like he teed up from like the top of the circle when I was maybe 15, and he took like a full force slap shot, and it hit me right in the cage. And like up until that point, I had always imagined like, oh, a helmet, it protects you from everything. If I were to get smoked really, and I'd taken shots off the face, obviously off my mask and everything, but like it hit me so hard and so square that like it knocked my mouth guard out somehow. And I remember like he was like, "Come on, Taylor, come on," like for the next shot for the drill, and feeling like everything's not 100% like cool right now. Like I feel woozy almost, but I didn't want to like get in trouble, so I just kept playing.
That's what everybody does. That's how we get so many sports injuries, right? And it's not just that first one, that first little concussion that made you a little dizzy. Like imagine if you're in the NFL and now you go back out again for a pass, but now you're woozy and you don't see that guy coming.
Retrospect, that coach was a piece of shit for shooting it that hard on me. It was one of those things like where if there was like an adult me on the other side of the glass and that was my kid and I was like, if me was my kid, I would have been like, the fuck is wrong with you shooting at my kid like that? But like as a kid, you don't have that
how old
perspective. I think I was 14, 15. Okay. So I was playing in a pretty competitive
league.
I
mean, a 27-year-old.
I'm a pretty big guy.
But I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? He hit it hard enough to concuss you.
Hard enough, harder than any 14-year-old could shoot the puck, for sure.
I've been knocked out 3 times. I had that ATV accident. I hit my head on the asphalt, and when I woke up, I was having a seizure. So that's 100% out. I had this homemade rope swing attached to a tree. And like it was made out of like the cable that I think it's actually like power cable, the kind that would like run across and like power homes. It's that thick shit. For some reason, we had a bunch of it. We made a loop in the bottom, tied the rest up in an oak tree, and you'd stand on the hill and swing out over like a low-lying little area, big swing. And while it was at its apex, I think it snapped, or maybe on the way back. In any case, inertia was with me, and I put the back of my head into the ground real hard and.
Yeah, just if it snapped, you were heavy at the time.
Yeah. It was the wrong time for it to snap. It was.
It's not gonna snap at the light drop off point.
Yeah, or like if it snapped, you just like land like fucking a cat and be like, whoa, and like play it off. Like,
you know those like
that did not happen.
Those like shitty. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
And then my cousin knocked me the fuck out when we were boxing for sure. Yeah,
yours reminded me of one. I was in a moped accident once and I got knocked out for sure. And then when I came to, everyone was surrounding me. Like there was a crowd gathered as my eyes reopened, and I was talking nonsense about Santa Claus and shit.
It's embarrassing too. Wait, am I good, you guys? Am I okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
oh my god, I paid for fiber internet. I'm so upset.
I've had 2 panic attacks that ended with me hitting asphalt though, or concrete. And when I came to, I was like. I had like a bloody lip or something and a bloody elbow. So like, who knows if I had my head on those? Because like, I don't even remember. I remember being in my yard. A stressful thing then happened, and then I remember waking up on the asphalt in my yard.
Was it an acute stressful thing or a stressful time of life? Oh, acute.
Very acute. Yeah. Okay. Like a thing happened. It was just like, oh no, and then I just passed the fuck out.
You have panic attack. Things like that, right? Where you pass out, right?
Yeah. Like
happens to my sister too.
Like Tony Soprano style, like full, like lose your breath, everything goes gray, and then you're on the ground.
Yeah, my sister. That's happened to her a few times. Maybe 2 or 3 times that I can remember where she's passed out like that in a similar sense. So, yeah, that's not fun. That sucks.
Yeah, it happens to me in court. Which is a great time to have a panic attack,
right? That could work to your advantage. You don't want to be all here in the court.
Your Honor, my client is clearly too much of a bitch to
handle. As I crawl away,
you can't put me in there.
I went down in this court one time, and I want to say my cousin grabbed. I had a belt on, and my cousin grabbed one belt loop. And one of the sheriff's deputies grabbed the other, and that's all that kept me upright. And they sort of like puppeteered me to a back room.
they weekend at Kyle to you.
Yeah, they weekend at Kyle. And then like I was like, they're like, don't worry, the ambulance is on the way. But like the thing about a panic attack is once it's over, it's nothing but embarrassment if you can feel such a thing. I can't anymore. And so like you just want to get out of there. Like you don't need to recover from this. This isn't even like if your blood sugar got low and you went down. You just got like an adrenaline surge and it knocked you out for a second. Now you're 100%. So I'm just like, ambulance, you say. I'll be right back. And we're fleeing the scene as the ambulance shows up. I know what an ambulance costs. I'm 22
years old. This is America.
Years old.
They're trying to financially punish you.
I'm like, that judge was trying to fuck us in there, Scott, but that ambulance driver, he's coming for our hearts and souls. We got to go.
Dude, we gotta get out of here. In America are a problem. You don't want to have to take a ride.
Not unless you need it. Now, when you need it, you're like $5,000. I would have paid anything to get to that hospital that
to
fast.
not die.
But if you just need some oxygen and that fucking Krugenwagen shows up, like you don't want him there.